So we are in your tools bar now. So this is where most of the magic comes from on Photoshop. So this is your tools bar. This is your tools bar panel. So we have your pick tools, we have marquee tools, we have and lasso tools, we have quick selection, we have crop, we have eyedropper, we have content aware, we have clone tools, we have brush, we have magic eraser, we have gradients, we have these pen tools, then we have our blood tools, our bond tools, sorry. So we have bond tools here too. We have our text tools, we have our shape tools, we have our hand tools, and we have our zoom tools. Then at the same time, we have our foreground and background color here. So we are starting with let's start with pick tools. So these are pick tools. Any when you when you make selection of any tools on Photoshop, let's use content aware tools. So you can see clicking on content aware tools, the functions here have to change and everything I will be doing will work around this content aware. So once I'm done with using these tools, I will just have to drop it so that I can move to another tools or other perform other functions on my Photoshop. So I can just drop it. So and I'm off it. So that's what um pick tools is doing for you. So let's move to lasso tools. So this lasso tools is for selection also. Under lasso tools you can just move to, you can see this tiny rectangular shape. You can see any of these tools that add this tiny rectangular shapes. What this is actually explaining to you is that such tools has subcategories, it has sub tools. So let's click on it so we can see. Okay, good. I have to long press it. So you can see you have lasso tools, you have polygonal lasso tools, we have magnetic lasso tools. So we have three categories of lasso tools. They are all made for selection. The same thing with our sorry. Okay, so the same thing with our quick selection tools also. So they are made for selection. So let's try and get an image. Okay, I have one image opened here. So for lasso tools, you can just make any use of any of these, but I'm much more convenient using polygonal lasso tools. So you can just make the selection of what you want. So after making the necessary selection and you just finish it up, you round it up. You just make the selection right from where you. Okay, so this no, don't forget this is our starting point. So we are making the selection. Let's say I'm done, although it is a practical class. And you make it to the last edge and select it. So let me just select, that's Command D or Control D on your keyboard. Then we have the quick selection. So I prefer using this quick selection, more especially if you're using advanced. That's why I actually recommend Photoshop 2020 upward for this course. So that's why if you're using advanced Photoshop, it's much more easier for you to remove background either from a plain image object or animal figure. So and also either from a blurry background object picture or animal figure or any kind of background this thing. So it can be, it's a quick selection has a feature that makes it much more easier for you to remove background from your image. And it's one of the most interesting challenges that are being confronted by beginners on Adobe Photoshop. Like, how do I remove background? I've been trying almost use lasso tools. Like, it's very difficult for me to remove background, and I'm not really getting it. I'm not feeling it like that. It work team. Like, they just want to get it using the right tool. So I would recommend this for you. Click on your quick selection tools. Then move here. Click on your select object. So after clicking on your select object, let's just wait for the magic. So Photoshop already selected the object or image area from your picture. So after the selection, you can, if you like, you can use your layer marks, you know. So if you are familiar with it, but I would still recommend layer marks than the other process. So let's just layer mark after selecting, after making your selection already, it's automatic selection. Then you come here, you can see this are layer panel. You now come beneath here, you see your layer marks and just click on your layer marks. So you can see we have that. Now, mind you, you can see we have a glitch here, like on the image. You can see we have actually have a glitch here. So let me undo Command Z. That's Control Z on your keyboard. So you can just pull it out. You know, you understand that kind of scenario. So you just pull it out. Don't forget here, this plus and this minus. Minus will bring it in. You understand? Command Z. It's okay. No, let me just bring it in safe. So Y plus here will bring it out. I believe you are clear with that. So you can now proceed to your sorry. So you can now proceed to your um God, layer marks. So now let's move. Although there's still a glitch here, when we get to magic eraser, I will show you how to remove this. Let's just keep it the way it is. Now we have our we have your crop tools. You can
It's
crop
12
image.
o'clock.
You can crop image to any, to your preferred size. So let's click on cropping tools. So you can set your ratio. Let's say we set it to 3:4. So you can see and just click on OK and you have your image cropped. But within this, let's just undo this. So you can also make use of your eyedropper. So this eyedropper is purposely implemented here for you to pick colors. You can pick colors from either objects, from shape, from image, from animal figure. So you can pick color from any part of your content here. So let's click on eyedropper. So let's pick this man's color. So just focus on this here. You can see your foreground color and your background color. So let me just click from this is blue. Let me click from here. So clicking here, you can see what happened to my color here. You can see it actually changed. Let me click on another one. You can see it actually changed. So the color selection for the clothes has been picked. So and you can use that on for like you can use it for other things. So on your design projects. Now we have our content aware. When we get to healing tools, we use this very well, and we also use it for some basic things in design, like for removal of unwanted elements from your design. Let's say you have a JPEG or you have a design and you want to remove something. So this actually works at sometimes like clone tools rather. So it works like clone tools for you when working on your Photoshop design project. So we have your brush tools. You can make use of your brush tool. Brush tools perform many functions that I will not be able to introduce to us when you start using shadow in your design, when you start drawing, when you start using line and some other effects. You use brush tools, but when you continue to scale up your skill, you get familiar with some magic that you can create using these particular tools. So let's move to magic eraser. So let me undo Command Z. So Control D, Command D for the selection, or you can right click, you go back to your selection, right click, then click on the select. So now these are magic tools. So let's long press it here. Don't forget, I tell you, I mentioned this earlier that any tools on your tools panel that has this icon that shows that such tools has other subcategories. So let's long press it here. So we have eraser tools, we have magic eraser, we have magic eraser tools, and we have background eraser tools. So let's start with background eraser tools. So this helps you to remove a plain. This is most useful when you are trying to remove a plain background or a plain color. You are trying to detach a particular color, a plain color from your main object, your main color, sorry, your main image, your main human figure or animal figure. So like here, we want to detach this color. This should be, oh, I can't call it sky blue. Okay, let me just categorize it as royal, as is it royal blue? Okay, we are good with that too. So let's categorize it as royal blue. So you just click on it. You are after selecting your um magic eraser tools, click on it. Then you click. You can see the magic. So don't forget we have this glitch area. You can also use these tools to clear it off. So we use these magic eraser tools to perform the functions. So we have, okay. Let's keep this gradient. When we get here, we work on gradients well. So we have your pen tools. So pen tools is used for tracing. You can use pen tools to trace line. I do use pen tools for to remove background images too. You can use pen tools for drawing. When you scale up your skill, you will learn that. So we have our text tools. So let's go back to our plain documents here. Click on text tools. After selecting the tools, come here, click on it. So let's type a name. Okay, let's use PBC. So these are text tools. So other functions, you can remove the line spacing, you can change the color, you can change the font type, you can change the kerning, and also you can perform some features on it. So when we get to that advanced level, we'll undo that. So that's when we get to the layer panel, and I will show you how to do all these little corrections to your tools, to your text tools. So let's move down to shape tools. We have shape tools. Don't forget this earlier. Let's long press it. We have rectangular shape, rounded shape, and we have ellipse, polygon, and line. So let's start with rectangular shape. You can draw this in rectangular shape, but if you want to get a perfect square, you just have to hold your shift key. I'm holding shift key on my keyboard. So let me give a drawing. So and this is when I have a kind of accurate shape. So let's go back here. A rectangular shape. You can also get a rectangular shape, and you can control the size of the curve here. So let's change the radius. Let's change radius to 40. Enter. So let's draw another one. So you can see the size of the curve. So let's see another one. We have ellipse. So that's your circle. If you want to draw probably oval or any shape, any customized circle, you can just keep it drawn. But if you want the perfect circle, you hold your shift key on your keyboard, then you draw, and that definitely gives you a perfect circle. We have polygon tools, line tools also, which you can use to get your polygon tools and good polygon shapes, and also get your line tools. Now let's move, because of our time. Let's run down. Okay, let's run down to our hand tools. So this different hand tools helps you to be able to move your page. So these are page, you can just move it. Let me just zoom it. So you can just move it to make your working area easy. Then let's come back to zoom. So zoom also helps you. Let's say you are working on the project and you need to see to details. So let me just select this area. You can see. So that's what zoom does. So and we have our foreground. This is our foreground color and this is our background color. So this color also, you can set your foreground color when you use other tools like shapes, text. So the color of your foreground will be the default color for such command you are trying to perform, or for the magic you are trying to perform on Photoshop. So we are done with toolbar, and let's move to our layer panel. Yes, our layer panel.